This has been one of the most highly anticipated videos and one of the most highly requested videos, and this is business opportunities in Ghana and areas to invest in Ghana. So what I've done is I've done it according to startup costs. I've done low, medium and high, and from there I've put a couple of jobs underneath. We'll get further into it, but just to start, why I think it's a good idea to invest in Ghana. But like I said, this is just my opinion. I'm not an investment banker, I'm not a broker, I'm not an investor there. It's just from my experience living there and through the information I've acquired from various sites and forums I've been reading. So why would you want to invest in Ghana? Ghana has one of the highest GDPs in Western Africa. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that because Ghana is a booming country. It had one of the fastest growing economies in the world in 2019. In 2011 it was the highest growing economy in the whole world, with 2019 still being one of the highest. You can get a chance of getting in for this massive boom that has started and is going to carry on starting. And the tourism sector is continually growing and growing and growing. More people wanting to come see this diverse country and what it has to offer. One of the ones under the low category would be a cleaning company. So this will be cleaning of houses, hotels, schools. The world is your limit, like literally. And it's very cheap. You can start with yourself, a one-man crew. You can start doing houses in your area, and then from there you can grow. You can hire more staff on. From hiring more staff you can move into bigger houses, maybe do complexes. From there you can even try and get into small hotels, and as soon as you start getting better reputation, more people on board, you can then grow that into doing bigger hotels. You can move it onto schools. So it's something that requires very little capital to start, but it has a very big prosperous future if you've done correctly. Another one would be a fabric store. So what you can do, you can just sell lots of fabric, and I think you should take it even a step further than this, what it didn't state online, and that would be as join up with someone. If you can't do all the sewing and putting it together yourself, link up with someone who can, and then you can offer to the people, choose the fabric, and then we can put it into the desired clothing you want. If you wanted a dress, a skirt, a top, anything, we can do it like that. So once again, really clever idea. You can get fabric all over, so I don't see why that couldn't be an option either. I love this one. This is selling food locally. I think this is a great idea, but one thing to remember when you're doing this, you want to be on a busy street, because you want traffic, you want people passing by your shop, because the more traffic you get, the more people are going to stop and want to get your product. So I would say look at areas where buses stop, where there's schools, where taxis stop, and then from there, and a lot of people are commuting to work. You also don't want to go in an area that's too competitive. So try and find an area, or you see a stretch, okay, there's not a lot of people that have anything going on here. They might be selling clothes and other things like that, but no food. Perfect, I'm going to put up my street vendor here, and I'm going to sell products from there. So I think that is a great idea. And then the last one under the low would be a tourism guide. This costs no money. All what you have to do is, or a local tourism guide, it costs no money. All what you have to do is do some research and really know all the information about the area. Like in Jamestown, we had just a local guy take us around there, and I think he knew his stuff, like really knew all his stuff, and I think that's a great way to do it. And then from there we'll move on to medium, which leads a little bit more money to start up, sometimes a lot more, but it's not as much as high, and it's not in the low category. So one of the options would to open a hair extension shop to sell different hair extensions, but obviously this needs more money because they're really expensive. You want a really good quality, and you want a vast array of options for the people to be able to choose that are then going to be investing and buying the hair extensions. Another thing, because we talked about Ghana being such a booming economy, this means there's going to be more hotels, more houses, and if you know, pest control is very high in Ghana. The hotels, I know, spray once a day for mosquitoes and ants. Houses, they spray once a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. And so if you can acquire the chemicals and everything for that, you can start small, offer it to single houses, offer it to complexes, and then from there you can go to hotels and say, I can offer you it at this rate. Try and just, negotiate deals. And I think that could be a really good idea if you're able to acquire all the right chemicals that you can use. And Ghana has a big waste problem, so a waste management business. So what you'll need is you'll need to be able to transport the waste material and dispose of it properly. So that's going to cost a little bit more money, but also a great room for opportunities. And then the last one under the medium category is cosmetic and beauty products. This could do really, really well, especially if you can bring in lipstick, mascara, eyelashes, face cream, all of those type of things. I think you can really do well. Obviously it's going to cost a higher front up cost, but then from there, selling it, you can really, really make a nice profit there. Then we'll move on to the high category. Now this is going to involve a lot more funds. And an idea that they said really works well in West Africa and the other countries, and it's slowly coming further and further into Ghana, is a second-hand car dealership. Now you might be saying, why second-hand, why not new? Second-hand, you're able to negotiate better deals from the person. You can get it for a lower cost and then sell it for a little bit higher, and then from there you're able to get a greater profit margin. Whereas if you're buying new, it's pretty much no real wiggle room, and then from there you're going to have competitors selling the same car as you for pretty much the same price. Then you're going to have to drop yours, try and beat them, they're going to drop it, and then the profit margin isn't so much as if you're able to get your hands on second-hand cars. But as I said, it's going to involve more startup capital, and also with the influx of people coming to Ghana, with the economy booming, locals booming, a construction company might also be a really good idea, but it's a much higher startup cost. You can do anything from pavements to roads to bridges, houses, hotels. Just depends how well you work it, how well you quickly develop it. But in the long scheme of things, that's really, really good. And with what we're saying, with the tourism sector booming in Ghana, another great idea is a travel agency. But you want your people that are visiting your shop or your place of work to feel like, wow, okay, this is a really professional setting. So that's why you're going to have to spend money to have a nice office, have nice pictures up, really get good staff that know the areas that you want the people to visit or what you're offering to sell. So that could also do really, really nicely. Then the last one, interestingly enough, they said with all the sanctions that Ghana is putting on to help the local, what would you call it, the local farming and all of those type of things, is what they have done is they are putting restrictions on importing certain meat, or the amount of importing certain meat, the milk, and all the byproducts that you can get from cattle. So a great idea would to be, if you have a lot of money or you're wanting to invest a lot of money, is start cattle farming, because then from there what you can do is you can sell meat from the cattle, and then you can also sell milk. And then probably these restrictions, they said, are going to increase over the years to become more and more reliant on its own economy within Ghana, instead of relying on the external places all around the world and within Africa. So that could also be a really, really great idea to get involved in. But that's everything I found out. If you guys have any more questions, I really enjoy doing these videos and finding all the research and that. So I'm hoping to do 1 or 2 videos of this a week. I've got a couple more things planned that people want me to go further in detail with and dive in deeper. So if you guys have any things you want me to go over, put them in the comment section down below, and I'll definitely do videos on it. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. Thank you guys all so much for the support. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already part of the family. Let's grow together, let's get better together, and let's improve little by little every single day to achieve our goals. Thank you guys all so much, and I really hope this was helpful.